All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. It's Wednesday, right? It's We Grow Wednesday. It's December 10th, 2025. And right now, what is it? 101 Central Time. We're going to play a little intro to get this show started. Crack-a-lackin' over here. We got our co-host, Mr. Sprout. He's feeling chewy today. And myself, Waylon, the indoor farmer, guys. We'll be right back in 4 minutes and 20 seconds. Cheers. Let's grow.
When the indoor farmer has a tale to tell, under the glow of LED lights where his stories dwell, he's not just growing greens, he's sowing seeds of thought. In a studio with a microphone where wisdom's bought. We grow Wednesday from 8 to 9. Tune in, folks, for a communal time. With Waylon, we'll learn to grow in life, in love, and in what we sow. He's a man of the soil and a man of the word, a veteran with a vision, his voice undeterred. From cannabis tales to the latest farm tech, his shows where the nerds and the farmers intersect. He lights up the airwaves with truth and care, sharing joys, the highs, and yes, the wear and tear. On We Grow Wednesday, we're all one big team. Growing together is the ultimate dream. We Grow Wednesday from 8 to 9. Tune in, folks, for a communal time. We'll learn to grow in life, in love, and in what we sow. He's a man of the soil and a man of the word, a veteran with a vision, his voice undeterred. From cannabis tales to the latest farm tech, his shows where the nerds and the farmers intersect. He lights up the airwaves with truth and care, sharing joys, the highs, and yes, the wear and tear. On We Grow Wednesday, we're all one big team. Growing together is the ultimate dream. We Grow Wednesday from 8 to 9. Join Waylon for our journey so fine. Learning, laughing, and sometimes sad, but always together from the good to the bad. He speaks of the benefits, the pros and the cons of the plant that has helped him feel less withdrawn. With guests from all walks, stories to share, Waylon makes sure that no one feels like they're there alone. So come every Wednesday, find your place in his light, where Waylon, the indoor farmer, invites you to grow not just plants, but your soul, your mind, in a world where together we're truly aligned. Tune in and grow with us, let's expand our view on We Grow Wednesday with Waylon. It's true.
Waylon, the indoor farmer, has a tale to tell. Under the glow of LED lights where his stories dwell, he's not just growing greens, he's sowing seeds of thought. In a studio with a microphone where wisdom's taught. We Grow Wednesday from 8 to 9. Tune in, folks, for a communal time with Waylon. We'll learn to grow in life, in love, and in what we sow. He's a man of the soil and a man of the word, a veteran with a vision, his voice undeterred. From cannabis tales to the latest farm tech, his shows where the nerds and the farmers intersect. He lights up the airwaves with truth and care, sharing joys, the highs, and yes, the wear and tear. On We Grow Wednesday, we're all one big team. Growing together is the ultimate dream. We Grow Wednesday from 8 to 9. Tune in, folks, for a communal time with Waylon. We'll learn to grow in life, in love, and in what we sow. He's a man of the soil and a man of the word, a veteran with a vision, his voice undeterred. From cannabis tales to the latest farm tech, his shows where the nerds and the farmers intersect. He lights up the airwaves with truth and care, sharing joys, the highs, and yes, the wear and tear. We grow Wednesday on
When the indoor
Yes, well, we're back. Guys, I don't know what's happening on the Foos book, but I couldn't do that followers, even though that doesn't seem to do a lot anyway. But I did what I could. I did what I could. So if you could help us out, reshare, tag, repost this live stream inside Rumble, if you would, let's get it popping. It's Wednesday. We call this We Grow Wednesday to get through the hump of the week, but also to find out what's happening outside of maybe our lives, our, I don't want to say little lives, but our, sort of, well, now you want to come over and hang out. Our, I guess, bubble, our personal bubbles. And we look outside of that and we find out what kind of stuff's going on with our health, our wellness, our these crazy inventions and gadgets, right? And stuff happening and scientists are discovering and all that. That's what we do today. That's what we do on Wednesdays. We Grow Wednesday. I'm your host, Waylon, the indoor farmer. See some lovely friends popping in on both Facebook and Rumble. We are live on YouTube, Twitch, X, and Kick as well. So come and find us. Before we get started, though, I want you to head over to locals.com and sign up for free. Join my community for free and consider subscribing, becoming a Sproutling member. I don't know. I actually didn't throw that in the mix the other day. We were coming up with different names for basic members instead of basic. You could call it like a seedling or maybe a germination member. But Sproutling member works too. Sprout. You get to be with Mr. Sprout. I mean, he don't pay anything. He doesn't pay anything except for love, just and his tongue all day. He'll pay me with that. But no thanks, buddy. I don't get a lot of peanut butter around here. You know what I'm saying? All right, guys. Let me pull up my weekly list. In fact, before I do, I want to pull this up because I want to point out I need a few more of these pictures. If you haven't joined in, I mean, look, I get that some of my members are being really nice and throwing me the pictures and doing this so that we can have an awesome game and have a fun game night. But $150 is not nothing. If you're out there and you're hoping to maybe get in on some things, it's a free giveaway. You just have to be a member on Locals, which is free. The free member. Do I have to say free again? You don't have to pay, but you do have to take a picture, two pictures actually. One picture of your Christmas decorations, and then you need to take a second picture in the same angle if possible, where you have 5 differences: things moved around, things added, things taken away. 5 differences. So, get my camera back. Uh, if you are interested in this little holiday giveaway. It will probably be after Christmas, but it'll be a nice recoup of some cash. I may, haven't decided. I don't want to be too. No, what are you doing? Come on. I don't want to. I don't want to get myself in trouble either. You know what I mean? So it may just end up being like a gift code to a website of your choice, something like that. Because I don't know about cash. You can give cash away, but not like at bigger levels of cash, I think is the issue. So not that 150 is that big, but there is a line somewhere. So I want to be as safe as possible. I might just do like a giveaway or a gift card or something like that. Anyway, there it is on the top of my. I should have made some fun like picture or whatever, but there was a lot to type out in there, so I just made a post. Guess it didn't take off like I thought maybe it would. Again, I'm not asking for a lot. I'm just asking to get some more people to find us on Locals. Maybe that will eventually make you consider signing up as a paid member and getting into game night and all that good stuff. All right, so I have a lot of saved posts here that we didn't go over last week. We're going to scroll down to the point where let me look here. We stopped at these candles. Let's see. I know it was a little bit more. Oh yeah, we didn't see that yet, I know. Oh, there's so many. I think we saw this. Yes, we saw that. Drew Cannoli. Ah, that's what it is. I wrote it together and it looks like candle. Drew Cannoli. I think that's where we stopped at here, right here. Okay, so there is a giveaway involved in this post. I don't know if it's still going on though. So you guys feel free to get interested in his giveaway from this guy Drew Cannoli. I like his name. It's fun. Check it out.
After what I just learned, I will never let my baby girl wear Crocs again. Crocs, most foam shoes, are made of petrochemical-based EVA foam. Doesn't sound like a big deal, but when they heat up in the sun, you're at the beach, they're in the park, it's hot out, well, they off-gas these toxic chemicals, phthalates, VOCs, and even PFASs. And kids, they absorb so much through their skin, especially through the soles of their feet. Here's the kicker. In traditional Chinese medicine, the feet have about 60 energy points connected to the brain, the heart, the liver, the kidneys. Her feet matter to me. Her health matters. And foam footwear, it's not worth the risk. So instead, we choose natural breathable materials, leather, cork, and organic soles. Protect your kid from the ground up. I'm Drew Cannoli, and here's my promise. I'm not going to stop until I transform 100 million people and help them break free from the matrix of manufactured sickness. Send me a video throwing away your Crocs, and I'll pick somebody to win some Organifi Shilajit. After what I just learned, I will.
So he said, send me a video of you throwing away your Crocs. And he would send you some of this. I don't know if it's some kind of supplement that he sells. Organic Shilajit, something like that. Yeah, Shilajit. Organic free Shilajit. Never heard of it. But I also don't know Drew Cannoli or anything. But I thought this was interesting. I know we could probably research this, but yeah, the foam that your Crocs are made of. Does anybody wear Crocs? Comment below. Tell me if you wear Crocs, first of all. Secondly, we'll ask Super Grok if this is anywhere accurate. Let's go here. Are there any shown harmful chemicals chemicals? I thought that's A, yeah. That that get released from, you spell Crocs, is C-R-O-K-S, Croc shoes. I'm not sure if I spelled it right. Crocs. Yes, several studies and reports have identified harmful chemicals in Croc shoes. Can be released through off-gassing. Guys, I forgot. I have to put some. Oh, I already did. Okay, good. Skin absorption or leaching Crocs are primarily made from crosslite. All right, we're not going to read all of this, but at least we have some corroboration of the source. Counterpoints in official stance. Crocs EVA is certified for safety in medical devices and food packaging, with no BPA or heavy metals like lead, cadmium in the core material. No widespread recalls or bans exist, and regulators like Health Canada have downplayed low-level exposures of non-risky. However, critics argue testing gaps allow loopholes. EVA is a biodegradable under industrial conditions and recyclable via Crocs programs, but microplastics shedding remains a concern. Okay. So I guess there are some counterpoints there, but all in all, I feel like he might be right about just getting back to the natural materials, you know? Let's see here, what's next? We got this man named, I've seen a few of his reels here. Jabez Invests. Jabez Invests. He's talking about the wonderful products on our grocery store shelves. Let's check it out.
We used to keep these instant oatmeals on deck, and I personally like the strawberries and cream the most. And then I started paying attention to the ingredients, and if you notice right here, you'll see natural flavor. When I learned what this is made out of in this, it blew my mind. Just check this out. Hold on one second.
And castoreum, typically called natural flavor, is taken from a beaver's anal gland. It's far cheaper to use castoreum or beaver's butt to flavor strawberry oatmeal than using actual strawberries. They don't want you to know what's in that natural flavor either. Just try to call the company and ask. They'll tell you it's proprietary. But there's nothing natural about the flavors they produce. So avoid products with natural flavor.
That's crazy, right?
I mean, I knew that.
And the thing about the natural
Did you guys
flavor
know
too,
that?
man, there's been billions of dollars spent on natural flavors. It actually entices us to want to keep eating more. It's a chemical process they use to make natural flavors. So when I learned, it actually leads to weight gain. So when I learned that, I just switched it out, man. I go to the old-fashioned regular Quaker Oats, man, and I chop up some strawberries and maybe use some honey or some maple syrup to make it better. And man, look, I lost 100 pounds. This was me in 2014. But I did it still eating the foods that I like to eat. I like oatmeal. But when I made that switch, it helped me to lose weight. You know, I lost weight eating bread, cookies, cakes, all that. That's why I wrote Life Matters, So Let's Eat Like It, to explain how I did it. If you got to go to lose weight, this book will help. If you want to grab a copy, feel free. I got the link underneath my profile picture. Prayers up.
Okay, very nice. That's fun. I mean, I knew that. I think a lot of people know about this beaver butt gland that they get used for strawberry flavoring. But some people, like the counterpoint to that is, hey, waste not, want not. Is it unhealthy? I mean, we eat the butt out of a bunch of other animals. You know, you didn't know that, Alice? Yeah, it's evidently, and there's also like I believe vanilla. Vanilla comes from like a vanilla flavor comes from an animal like that too. It's yeah, it sounds gross, but at the same time, like better waste not, want not. Let's see what else we got here. A new white coat waste project investigation has uncovered alarming activity in several U.S. laboratories. Uh-oh, here we go. And DoD funded facilities, including the National something something. Oh no. The National Bio and Agro Defense Facility in Kansas, Texas Tech University, and UC Davis are actively importing and breeding large colonies of non-native African and Asian hyaloma ticks. These ticks are capable of transmitting Crimean Congo hemorrhagic fever, CCHF, a virus with up to a 30% human fatality rate and no approved treatment in the United States. CCHF has never appeared naturally in the continental United States. These tick species do not belong here. Federal agencies are nonetheless spending millions in taxpayer funds to ship live virus-infected species across state lines and maintain active breeding colonies with the stated goal of developing mRNA vaccines for livestock. Livestock. Bringing a high consequence foreign pathogen vector into the center of American agriculture when the disease poses no current threat is indefensible. The laboratory escapes of ticks have already seeded Lyme disease and other illnesses across regions previously free of them. Single contaminant failure with CCHF carrying the ticks have could devastate public health and destroy the U.S. livestock industry. Safer alternatives exist overseas. Field studies, synthetic models of research using domestic tick species. Choosing the highest risk option instead is unjustifiable. These experiments must stop. Okay, let's just look at this here. U.S. lab breeding deadly foreign ticks in bid for mRNA vaccine. They're doing this on purpose and accidental. And this is an edit. What? Oh, essential oils. Yeah, they're talking about essential oils you can use to combat ticks. Rosemary, sage, lavender, mint, thyme, catnip, lemongrass, oregano, and basil. They're going to accidentally release some to the public. All right, there's going to be a lot of comments on that one. 6.5 thousand comments. Should we ask Grok? Where was it at? In Kansas, Texas Tech University. Is Texas Tech U doing experiments with deadly tick species from overseas? I don't know if AI knows what overseas is. I'm guessing it does. Yes. It's involved in experiments with deadly tick species imported from overseas, specifically African ticks of the Hyoloma genus. Yeah, that's another real one. I try not to save articles that look like they might be fake. So yeah, but I'd like to also corroborate them. Yeah, that's freaky. I'm not a tick lover. I don't know about you guys. What's up, Kayla? What's up, everybody? Come on in. Hit that like button. Tag a friend. Yeah, that is scary. Kansas, the Texas Tech U, working on deadly ticks. Deadly virus-ridden ticks. Dun, dun, dun. Speaking of deadly, next up we have a picture from Burger Barge. Oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen. Do you think you could eat such a thing? Jeez. They took 4 pictures of this, like almost exactly the same. It doesn't say what it is, but it does look like maybe they call it heart attack. Maybe it's called heart attack. What do you guys think? What would you name this burger? Like how do you? I don't even understand how you'd eat it. I don't understand. I don't understand. Who could eat this? You couldn't even split this up for a family of 4 because you just eat it with a spoon? Eat it with a spoon, like you just chop it up and then you just eat it with a fork and a spoon. Oh my god. It doesn't even make me feel hungry looking at that. It makes me think, I'll have a third of that, please. That would still be huge. Just the top burger, like just the top burger and the top bun, not even the bottom bun. Just the top burger and the top bun would be way too much. Puke burger, Diane? See, that's a good name for it. Anybody else have a good name for this burger? And no offense to Burger Barge, I've eaten there a few times. They're pretty close by. I actually got some good food, but who's ordering this? Who's gonna order something like that? It makes me scared, Diane. This thing scares me. Ooh. 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 Okay. All right, moving on. I just thought I'd pull that up. It's not health news, but man, someone who eats that is probably going to be on the news. It's a huge ass burger, Kayla, right? Ugh. then you see the after results with this next post. Actually, it's from the Wonderful World. This is so here it is. They're still saying the vaping has officially been linked to rare and irreversible lung disease. Now, saying this is very broad. You know, you can vape a lot of things. You can vape albuterol with a nebulizer. Let's see what they have to say. It's a fairly long one. Sweet flavors, hidden chemicals, long life damage. It's a side of vaping nobody wants to talk about. Dun, dun, dun. It's from November 29th. The U.S. teenager has developed bronchiolitis obliterans, better known as popcorn lung. Oh, they're still talking about popcorn lung. I thought that was debunked a little bit. Maybe just don't smoke the nicotine vapes. I think this is what mostly you're seeing this link to. After 3 years of secret vaping, the doctors say the damage is permanent. Oh no. This rare but devastating condition scars the smallest airways of the lungs, causing chronic coughing, wheezing, and lifetime breathing problems. Once linked to factory workers exposed to diacetyl, is now resurfacing in connection to flavored e-cigarettes. Now, I saw this happening a year ago. I heard about this. And this is a new article or a new post, so I'm wondering, is it just propaganda? Is there anything new about this? It says why more than 180 chemicals are used in vaping flavors. They taste harmless, even fun, but when heated and inhaled, many can become toxic. They bypass the body's natural defenses and go straight into the lungs and bloodstream. Experts warn that while some of these chemicals are safe to eat, they were never meant to be breathed in. The result? Irreversible lung damage in teens who believe vaping was safer than smoking. As e-cigarettes use rises, especially among young people, this case is another stark warning. Candy flavors might fade, but the lung damage doesn't. Source: Greaves 1, 2023. So this is a 2-year-old. Why are they bringing it to me now? Popcorn lung: how vaping can cause life-altering damage and why flavors. Okay, so there's probably an article, maybe not. Well, they talk about it here. A lot of people laugh. A lot of laughter going on. I fully believe this. I just think that they need to make it more clear as to what they're talking about. Like what kind of vaping. You know, nicotine vaping, nicotine flavored vaping is what they need to talk, how it needs to be said, you know. I try to tell my daughter about those vapes. She won't listen. Yeah, I don't know how else to do it with the tobacco that's safer. I mean, maybe go the cannabis route and people start making their own. Although people who make their own with the cannabis using butane and other things can't be any healthier either. For instance, I have some wonderful, beautiful rosin right here, which is not made with any chemicals, and I can tell that because I can do a dab and I don't feel like I gotta cough a weird kind of wheezing, sharp kind of weird cough. And that happens with anything that is probably done with butane or some other sort of chemical. Anyway, moving on. I don't think a lot of us have heard that and talked about it before. The next article here, Japanese company Science Inc. has officially launched the Marari human washing machine. It's a human washing machine. This comes from this is posted by Technology Innovations Post. Okay. Human washing machine, you guys. You just hop in and it's gonna just wash away all your troubles. The human washing machine. Diane says, I won't let her smoke the vape in my house because every time she blows it around me, I have a hard time breathing. Yeah, well, hell yeah. and start coughing badly. Yeah, you can tell something by that. Can't vape that nicotine. Yeah, me neither, Alice. Diane, go join us on the Rumble. Let's blow the roof off of the Rumble. I get more. I need more people over there to get the numbers and such. Okay, so this says human washing machine that cleans you from head to toe in 15 minutes goes on sale in Japan for $385 or $385,000. $385,000. You've got asthma and COPD, yeah. I mean, I got to imagine smoking cannabis doesn't help our lungs, but it's a different thing than the chemicals that we get in a lot of these other things. So, I mean, more or less, I think I'm saying that it's better, but it definitely is still not good. Let's see here. Officially launched. Let's see, high-tech spa pod first shown at the Osaka World Expo earlier this year. The pod works like an automatic spa, washing a person from head to toe in just 15 minutes. Users recline in a comfortable seat while micro bubbles, there's no scrub. Micro bubbles clean the body, rinse off, and even dry the occupant, all while playing relaxing music. The pod also monitors vital signs to ensure safety and comfort. The pod measures 2.5 meters long, 1 meter wide, and 2.6 meters tall, large enough for most people to lie inside. Tiny micro bubbles reach deep into pores to remove oil, dirt, and dead skin, using technology already common in luxury Japan baths and salons. The price is about 60 million yen, around $385,000, targeting high-end commercial spas, hotels, and other hospitality facilities. Oh yeah, let me just pop in there right after the last guy. Demonstration unit will be available for the public in Tokyo starting December 2025. Oh, that's now. But general sale timing has not yet been announced. Yeah, we gotta make a bunch of them. You could also buy a house and shower there instead for that price. You could buy several houses. You could buy 3 houses for that. With a shower inside of it. That's good. That's good. I want to shower, but I don't want to have to do anything. You just hop in there. Will it shave my legs, Alice says, for that price? Yeah, I hope so. It better do the grooming too. It just starts plucking everywhere. Ah, ooh, ah, and you're just like rolling around inside this pod. Let me out. It straps you down so it can pull all the hairs out nicely. Yeah, that's a funny. I didn't think about the price going, well, how many houses with showers in the house could you buy? Wow, for that price. Speaking of funny new gadgets, we have one here that could help you from being assaulted at nighttime, maybe in a club. We've got the RGB lit implants are becoming increasingly popular in Europe, America, and Asia. Oh man, get lit, ladies. Get lit. This is from Bruna Lima. New devices developed by startups from Silicon Valley and Berlin allow users to change the color and intensity of the light directly through a mobile app. Experts note that while these implants currently offer little medical benefits, they are opening a new segment of personalized electronics and body modification. Popularity of RGB implants is rising among young people, gamers, and cyberculture enthusiasts who see them as a form of self-expression and a unique style statement. Manufacturers claim the implants are safe, made from biocompatible materials, and inserted using minimal invasive procedures, although skeptics warn about potential long-term health risks. Well, that's with any implants. Early artistic collaborations are already emerging. Designers are importing the lights into fashion, or incorporating the lights into fashion, and musicians are using them for live visual shows. The market for such technologies is expected to reach several $100 million by 2027 if society increasingly embraces the idea of permanent smart body accessories. Wow. This guy says, yeah, I watched his first comment. Yeah, I watched a YouTube video making fun of this. Now Facebook keeps showing me ads for breast implants. Wow. Wow, what color would you go with? I want mine to flicker. You know? Boots and cats and boots and cats and boots and cats. Go to the club with these bad boys. Woo! We got glow in the dark titties before GTA 6? What? Anyway, I thought that was funny. Oh, heck no. Not happening, huh, Alice? No? I mean, hell, they'd help you like at nighttime. It would be like a night light, you know, especially like on walks and stuff. Cars would be able to see you, you know, your headlights versus their headlights. It's just, I think it would be a safety thing. It could definitely be a health benefit to older people too, for sure. Like, you know, you have like a night light, or you know, if they fall, it could be, you know, hooked to your heart monitor or hooked to your vitals in some way, where if you fall down and you passed out, they start blinking, you know, red and blue, you know, like it would be like an emergency way to find you. I think it'd be good. Let's see here. This next one we have from Mason Janice vacuum sealer. Oh yeah, I've seen this a couple times. Have you guys seen this? It's an electronic vacuum sealer for jars. I think it makes a lot of sense. I would like to have it, but I also would like to be able to do it without that. Oh. I'll carry my flashlight, she said. Wow, did I lose comments on Facebook or what? Let me try to leave and come back. Nope, not a lot of excitement today on this Wednesday. It's hump day, ladies and gentlemen. We got to get through the week, and this is how we do it. We find things out. And then the next one is a little bit adult. The next one's a little bit on the adult side, so be aware, folks. Be aware. I don't know. Should we watch this video first? See, it's not supposed to send me there. Why does it keep doing that? No. I wanted to see the post. Oh, here's the next post, you guys. It is a little bit graphic, so be aware. The dark side of intimacy. It's been 2 years since I've slept with anyone, and this is why. What happens every time you sleep with someone you're not aligned with? This kind of feels true. This definitely feels true. Like, it talks about energies that you absorb and release to people that you are intimate with, and sometimes it can be detrimental. I've heard that, Diane. But there's a lot of violation that can be done before they get to that part. You know what I mean? Let's see. People think sex is just pleasure, just fun, just two bodies touching each other in the dark. But if you have lived long enough, you already know the truth. Sex is not just physical. Sex is transfer. Sex is exchange. Sex is energy passing from one soul to another. Every woman you sleep with leaves something inside you. Every man you sleep with leaves fingerprints on your mind. Some people you sleep with will elevate you. Some will drain you dry. Some will make you glow. Some will destroy your focus completely. Let me show you the realities many people hide. Sex connects your spirit before it touches your skin. Before your body even meets, there's an invisible attachment happening. If her heart is dark, confused, or broken, she will transfer it into your life without speaking a word. This is why some men wake up from sex feeling weak, empty, or depressed. You did not sleep with her body, you slept with her burdens. Deep intimacy makes you addicted to the wrong person. Sex releases a hormone that bonds you emotionally. If the person is wrong for your destiny, your body will still tie you to them. This is how people stay in relationships that they don't know are killing them. Their body is in love, their mind is suffering. Sex opens your weaknesses. After deep intimacy, you start revealing secrets, plans, and dreams you were supposed to protect. That is when manipulation starts. A person who has access to your body can easily access your mind. This is why many powerful men fall through sex. Their guard drops. Sex transfers habits and attitudes. You start thinking like them. You start behaving like them. You may even start battling the same addictions, fears, and emotions they carry. It is not magic, it is exchange. That is why people say you become part of whoever you sleep with. Sex can block your focus and clarity. Some partners drain you. After sleeping with them, you lose motivation, you lose fire, you lose direction. Your goals disappear, your purpose weakens. You start making stupid decisions, all before you shared your body with someone who was not aligned with your destiny. Sex creates soul ties you cannot break easily. A soul tie does not need love. It only needs contact. You can hate someone and still feel attached to them because of sex. This is why some people keep going back and back to someone who is destroying them. Intimacy created a rope around their mind. Number 7. Sex with the wrong person delays your destiny. Some people carry confusion, stagnation, bad luck, and emotional poison. Once you sleep with them, you start swimming in that same water. Your money slows down, your peace disappears, your progress becomes shaky, not because God is punishing you, because your bed is punishing you. Final words. Protect your energy, protect your body, protect your future. Deep intimacy is not a joke. It is not entertainment, it's not recreation. Sex can bind you, sex can break you, sex can elevate you, sex can bury you. Choose who enters your life wisely. 2 years without it for me right now is still counting. The picture is pretty graphic. I don't know why they had to show a picture of somebody with their finger up somebody else's butt. Or no, maybe that's a vagina. Oh my gosh. Holy cannoli. Looks like I don't know. I'm not 100%. He didn't put two. He didn't do one in the pink and two in the stink or whatever that phrase is. He didn't do that, so we'll just have to look down here. A lot of comments on this one. Only 9. Never mind. Thought it'd be a lot, but no. All right, we won't keep that on there long. Interesting though, very interesting, and I believe it has some merit for sure. Well, Timothy came in at the right time. Kinky topic, right? That sounds thrilling. He's been watching the TV show in my mind. Oh, wow. That's intense, huh? What do you guys think? You think sex is a double-edged sword, if you will? This next one is pretty rough. A 50-car pileup that happened last week sometime. I meant to get to it during the show, but I had so many other ones. This is from My Life in the Shies. This is in Indiana, where the 50-car pileup happened. Let's see what the video. I haven't found any other video of this, but I'm guessing there is. People just talking smack in the comments. One car, that's all it takes, yeah. I would be piling in any car that still ran that could keep heat. If there were any. If there are any, I don't know. So I could look up more footage of this. I don't know. Let's hear about it. 50 car pileup in Indiana. Last week, I guess. Let's see what they find. Yes, massive multi-vehicle crash matching your description occurred in West Indiana November 29th. While official reports from the Indiana State Police and Indiana Department of Transportation estimated about 45 vehicles involved, some media outlets and social media posts around up to 50, likely accounting for initial undercounts or additional slide-offs. This was part of a broader winter storm slamming the Midwest. Location westbound 70. Sudden whiteout from heavy wet snowfall. 10 a.m. Oh. I'd like to find some. I don't know if there's any more video, but I guess we could go to X and find out. 50 car pile up, Indiana. Yeah, is this the December 2nd home? Yeah, oh wow. Oh my god. No one can see, they're just going straight into it. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh my god. This is ridiculous. People are just flying into it. Kakoosh! Oh my god. Is this real? This doesn't feel real. They're like just slow down. They're weaving around traffic just to fly into the other traffic. This is ridiculous. This feels fake. Just flying. It's playing the same loop over and over, I guess. Yeah. Why is it so long? This person says, this Anthony guy trying to start some shit in his comments, he says, all these women should have been at home cooking. Instead, they caused 50 car pileup. Yeah, okay. Here's a little, oh wow. Oh my god. Is this the same? Oh no, this is, this was it. Look at the semis. Just almost hitting everything as they come through. Wow. Scott Burns, what's up, my guy? Why you slow down during winter? Yeah, for sure black ice, but also like just the visibility levels looks like it was pretty much gone. Oh my god, some first I can't play much of that.
Copy, truck still sliding.
They gotta still be cleaning that up today. Oh my god. Oh wow. That semi just jackknifed while going straight.
There goes another one right there.
Oh, that dude all by himself just went off the road. Oh, look at that. They all tried. A bunch of them stopped nicely, but then a whole bunch more came in behind them. This is showing like other videos, though. This isn't just that wreck. You gotta be careful today, guys. With any kind of story, people they just tack on video from other incidences that are similar, and then tell you that happened today or whatever. So we know that a 50 car, or a car pile up in the 40s to 50s happened. I can't tell you if any of this footage is from that event or not. This looks like it probably is, but you never know. It's like you look at it and then they flip around to different, what looks like different places. That same thing happened with missile attacks, but people were posting that video like, look at the missile attack that just happened. It was like some old video from years before, and everyone freaked out thinking there was some kind of war happening. Stuff like that happens a lot. When was this, Scott? It was the end of the month, November 29th. Yeah, it is scary, Alice. I'm listening too, but I'm outside working on the fence. Oh wow, yeah, you better get that fence taken care of for the doggos, Diane. Putting down more cinder blocks at the bottom where the dog is escaping. Oh no. Yeah. You're late. Hey Kat, how's it going? Come on in. Better late than never. Let's rock this joint. We're an hour in. We could still rock this joint. My friend Tala is supposed to be coming to join us, but she had a meeting to go to, so it may not happen this week, but I think she'll be coming to join us on Wednesdays. We've got picks coming your way. Okay. What's the topic tomorrow? Snow or snow days. Think back to childhood or whatever. Okay, so I meant to tell my people in the boxes co-hosts, they should know from last week, but we did talk about our topic for tomorrow is going to be snow. So this is kind of a pertinent time to bring it up. Yes, we could talk about wrecks and the dangers and stuff, but also probably going to bring up stories from our childhood, doing things as kids in snow and having fun maybe. So it's going to be all over the snow spectrum, if you will, tomorrow. Sent me two sets with answer picks. Okay, cool. Thanks, Kat. Yeah, I definitely need more of those from anybody that has Christmas decorations and they want to get in on a contest that I am running that is worth $150. It'd be really nice this Christmas. Okay, we're getting close to the hour mark. Let me see. We Grow Wednesday. Today is the 9th. No, the 10th. Today's the 10th. Let's get our numbers going here. Oh, somebody posted. Look at that. See, look. Inside my community, Miss Rose Booza has posted, got my win from game night. It's a puzzle of my plant I grew. You can win great prizes too by getting into game night. There it is. So she got a puzzle from one of her plants so that she can put together this puzzle. As she said, they're pretty small pieces too. So she's going to have some fun with that. and you can post that in the community on the Indoor Farmer community on locals. Let's see, where am I at here? Why am I not seeing my? Did I unpin my schedule? Oh no, you guys. The schedule is supposed to be pinned at the top. Yeah, it's going to take me a while to find it. It's going to be way back there. Well, there's another post from Rose. She got some winnings from Drizzle Dab. Yeah, that's a good place to post it if you guys want to post in the community. I mean, we have a few hundred members that aren't necessarily paid members, but are in that community. So think of it like a group if you like doing group activities on Facebook. There's another one from Rose. I think Rose is the only one that posts her winnings in there. That's cool, though. There's another one. 4 so far. Oh, man. This is something I didn't expect to have to do right now. I have to do it right now because my OCD tells me I should do it. Aha! Found it. Boom. Pin forever. Okay. So let's go back to the... I can't go back to the home this way. I have to go this... This is the number... No. Just go all the way back. But if you haven't gotten a number yet on the post on locals, feel free to get yourself on there. Right here, number post. It's pinned at the top. We've got at least 14 people now, it looks like. Frog Hopper jumped in, okay. Frog Hopper hopped in, if you will. Number 14. Very good, very good. And so far this week, we've got Alice and Chris P as our winners. So we want to skip 4 and 8. And number 1 gets on there twice. Let's go. What are you doing, dude? You want down? There you go. I've been allowing him to roam around the basement a little bit more. Been kind of picking up anything I didn't want him getting into. Sticky traps and whatnot. Where are we at here? Oh, let's go to the minute. Good luck. Good luck, farmer friends, indoor farmer friends. Is that too much? The indoor farmer friends. You can be sprout level, veg level, or bloom level. And you can any of those levels can be on the field. Shout out hashtag sprout level, hashtag bloom level. I don't think there are any bloom levels in here, but hashtag veg levels. Any pro members, $5 a month for a veg level. Shout out if you're a veg leveler. That sound right? That doesn't sound right. Veg leveler? I don't think that sounds good. I'll have to work on that, workshop it. If you're at veg level. At vegetation level. Say the whole thing, make it sound more smart-like. Vegetation level. What do you guys think? I'm workshopping the names. Does sprout level sound right even though I have a dog named Sprout? Maybe it should be like shrub level. Or germination level. Germination level is a little bit too many syllables. Oh, number 1. Number 1, I think, was Perry. Let me check. Number 1 today. Very good. John, you could win. You're missing out. You've been missing out for a while, my guy. You are... Oh, I got to take away both of them. You're missing out, John. Let's see who was one. I think it was Perry Wood. Perry Wood. Bloom level would be $10 a month. $10 a month would be Bloom level. And then there is sponsor level at $25 a month, which gets you sponsored advertisements without having to offer any prizes to game night. Perry Wood. Congrats, Perry. And of course, we'll do a door prize in a little while. We got so much more to show you. Let's see here. Actually, let's check in on Garden Savvy. See if anybody's posted yet. I'm going to be the only one posting now. Kayla and John are the only two that hit the like button. Join us over here. It's I can get you a $5 discount on a yearly membership. This is a sort of garden-based social media, if you will. You have a lot of resources and help and a garden AI on here and all that stuff. I show this off on Mondays mostly, but come join us. All right, so next we have some Black Friday sales, but I think I just wanted to show you the item itself. It's from Food Storage Tips.
This is my best hack for saving $200 a month on groceries, and it's on sale for Black Friday. The trick: use the mason jars already in your cupboard. Switching from plastic to glass jars keeps food fresh way longer. Bags rip, plastic is toxic, and those pricey airtight containers aren't. Most of my fridge and pantry stays fresh just by vacuum sealing it in mason jars with the Mason Genie. Pop on a lid, press the button, the air's gone in seconds.
Okay, so this is the video I thought I had saved for this same product. I showed it a minute ago, but not the video here. I like it. I'm sure a lot of us have seen it, but I keep eyeing this because I would really love to get... I have been using jars a lot more for, like, say, leftovers and stuff, but this would be for that next level of actually processing fresh produce, stuff that isn't just like your leftovers for the next day.
My spinach and strawberries last 2 full weeks, my brown sugar stays soft, and my pantry finally looks organized instead of chaotic. And unlike those bag systems, I use the same jars and the same lids. Zero waste, zero plastic. Because it's Black Friday, the Mason Genie is up to 58% off, and they're including 10 free chalkboard lids, plus a free lid opener. It's a better deal than what I paid. So if it's still in stock, grab one while the sale's live. This is my best...
This is a good invention. I think it is. It's a little bit worrisome though when you think about like trying to maintain the old ways. Like how is it that you seal it otherwise? Well, you use like boiling water, and you there's ways to use fermenting and stuff, and get and seal get the air out other ways. I believe the boiling water was one way. Or is that just fermenting? I don't know. I have to look it up. There's natural ways of doing it. But this is pretty good. It's a nice pantry. I'd like to get me that invention one day. All right, moving on to Big Little Farm. Big Little Farm burning timber posts in an old school prevention trick is okay. So burning the end of the timber. This is a good video for that. Instead of painting, instead of using chemicals.
Whenever you're using timber to build your garden beds, if you're sinking it into the ground, you need to treat it somehow. You can buy chemically treated timber, but you don't really want that in your vegetable garden. You can buy paint-on treatment. Once again, it's chemicals. What we like to do when we always use hardwood is we burn off the timber that's going to go down into the ground. That way, this burnt section, this charcoal section, it becomes very unappealing to the insects and the microorganisms that break down timber back into soil. The same goes for the mycelium that breaks down the timber. It will not take to this charcoal section, and it means that we can sink these into the ground and they're going to last a long time. You don't want to be building your veggie gardens only to have to replace this rotted timber in a number of years. So go to the extra effort, burn it off at the ends where it's going into the ground, and give it a nice long life. Whenever you're using timber to build your garden beds...
Okay, Mute him while it keeps playing. Yeah, it's a good idea. This would be the old school method versus using paints and different kinds of sealants and stuff like that. It's a good idea. It's a good idea. Don't need to talk about it too long, but I do want to put in some fencing, and so this is something I might be looking into. That, like I said, that's basically a good example of what I was talking about in the last story, was figuring out or maintaining the old ways in some way, because I think we're going to find out, and if we aren't already finding out, that some of those old ways were better in a lot of situations when it comes to materials we use now being a little bit more toxic than the natural materials we used to use. Not all materials. We have found some pretty cool stuff too. Hey, thanks, Timothy. Hashtag WTIF if you're out there. Let's go. I'm going to do a little toke here in about 10 minutes. If you guys would join me on the 420 for the, what would it be? What would it be? Would it be East Coast? Anyway, we'll stop at the 20 minutes after. Let's see. The next post here we got from Forbidden Knowledge. Don't know most of these people that I'm saving. I just save what I feel like is legitimate or something we should talk about. The image on the left is 3,000 years older than the image on the right. Isis on the left is Isis nursing Horus. On the right is Mary nursing Jesus. Why do two civilizations separated by millennia? ... share the same sacred imagery? Because symbols carry truth across time. So this is breastfeeding, a woman breastfeeding more or less in public. These archetypes are ancient, far older than the versions we were taught. The question is, who copied who? Why does the same spiritual story appear all over the world? Well, probably because that's a natural, like, hello, like that's how we that's how we raise our children. Like, I don't understand the question there. Why does the same spiritual story appear in all over the world? Okay, so I don't remember why I saved this now. It wasn't just because, hey, there's a cartoon boob on the screen. I thought there was something controversial, but I feel like that's kind of a pretty simple question to ask. How come there's a picture of a woman breastfeeding in multiple different stories across the world at different times? I mean, I don't know. Did they have kids then? In the same spirit, keeping it. Yeah, there's all this like theological discussions in the comments. I'm like, why does it have to be theological? Like, it's a natural right there, isn't it? All right, we'll move on. I don't remember why I saved it now. Seems kind of like a silly question. All right, next here we got Music Factory's post. What if the humble cork from your wine bottle could save energy and protect your home? Millions of corks are discarded every year, but scientists and builders have ... found a clever use for this waste, turning it into a super insulation material for eco-friendly homes. So they're using waste corks from wine bottles. I mean, you could just use that material without having it go through the process of being used for a wine bottle and then waste. But let's see, cork waste. Yeah, it's fireproof, waterproof, and renewable. So it's a little bit like hempcrete. This person says, house I grew up in had 4-inch cork insulation in some places. The rest was sawdust insulation. So I guess it's been used for a while. Maybe, if that story's true. Let's see. Cork isn't just sustainable, it's naturally fire resistant, waterproof, antifungal, soundproof, and incredibly durable. Even better, harvesting cork doesn't harm the trees. The bark regenerates every 9 years, making it 100% renewable. From Portugal to Spain and now North America, cork panels are helping construction greener. Construction greener. Healthier homes, helping construct greener, healthier homes with natural temperature control, slashing energy bills by up to 40%. Nature gives us the perfect building material. We just have to learn how to use it. Interesting. I don't know if that is the actual way it looks. I highly doubt it. Most of these pictures are just generated with AI, and it's not going to be a brick of cork. It's going to be like poured or something. Awesome. We have our story keeper tomorrow from Miss Margaret. Okay, thank you. Awesome. Our tomorrow's story keeper is MJ's Baked Goods. Oh yeah. All right, let me check to see if our guest is still busy. It looks like it. Yeah, we might see her pop on today. If not, it'll be next week, I'm guessing. Oh yeah, hashtag ladies of WTIF, hashtag bros of WTIF. We even have a new one. Hashtag, what is it that Joe Orzel's saying now? Hashtag WTIF old farts. Old farts of WTIF or something like that. we got 6 minutes. 6 minutes. Get your motors ready. Anyway, that's pretty cool. Another way to reuse a waste product. Although I don't know how, like, the processing of waste products is costly for different reasons. Like it's a possibly contaminated cork that may have had anything on it. Alcohol, someone's saliva rolled around on the floor. So it has to be. There has to be a way that they process that cork, and I don't know how they would clean it, how they disinfect it in some way. I don't know. They have to. Doe Betty High? Okay, Tim. All right, the next bit, we got this guy. I follow him actually. Jesus King McCoy. What do chickens eat? Anything that moves, anything that doesn't. Chickens. So he's talking about chickens here. He's a pretty good resource. He does a lot of good stuff on his farm and everything. So check this out here.
But I ain't never taught you about this chicken food or something like that, huh? You be wondering why your chicken stopped laying eggs and they ain't laying no big, beautiful eggs or something? 9 times out of 10, it's probably because they're not getting a complete full chicken diet. A lot of these people be thinking chickens only gonna eat grass, but chickens literally eat anything. Now, I wouldn't go to the extreme and say they eat as worse as pigs, but some people might. But in my opinion, pigs are a little worse. But look, let's learn about a complete chicken diet. Let me show you something. I bet your Mima and your Pap and them, that's all they feed their chickens on. I bet you all they ever fed them was something like this called scratch grains, right? But see, the difference from back in the day, your Mima and Papa actually let their chickens free range. They fed them this, but they also used to get them scraps and stuff out the house, so their chickens was actually eating bugs, scraps, and scratch grain. But let me be literal, that ain't a complete chicken diet. Let me show you what's a complete chicken diet. So I know a lot of people gonna be looking like, well, what about the layer crumbles? It says it's for laying eggs. Yeah, it's meant to promote egg laying, but that doesn't mean it's a complete chicken diet for your chicken. And to be honest, layer crumble is not even good for roosters. That's only good for your hens. But like I said, it's not a complete chicken diet. Now let me show you what reading is fundamental. Let me show you one little key little thing. You see how on this bag, what it say? For all backyard birds. That's a complete diet. Look at what this one say. What this one say? All flock crumbles, which means it's for all backyard birds. But look, if you want me to keep talking, you better say something. But I ain't never
Better say something, he says, Mr. Jesus King McCoy. So why is this significant to you if you might not grow chickens? You might not keep chicken livestock? Because not everybody that you know who has chickens is doing it right. And that goes for every aspect of farming and growing and sustainable living. That's why each one of us needs to do a little more research. Each needs to know a little bit of something about things before we go buying it. Even down to your cannabis that you buy from a buddy or from the dispensary or you grow it yourself. Or the same thing goes with every type of food or every type of meat. If you go and buy it from a friend, maybe learn a little bit about how chickens are supposed to be kept, and then you find out, oh, he's not or she's not doing this or that the way that I would rather have my chicken. And so, you know what I mean? So there's a lot to it that might or might not be 15 minutes. Okay. 15 minutes. We may have our friend Tala come and join us. That's cool. 3 minutes, and we're going to have a little 420 sesh. But it just goes to show, like, even a small business, even a small farmer, I think we have a misconception right away that that's going to be a healthier option, but you still have to do a little bit of research. You can't just take your outsourcing from the big pharma or the big grocery and then outsource it directly to somebody else and not ever have to do any of the learning. You don't have to do all the growing, but maybe you have to do a little bit of the learning to find out what it is you're looking for in meat or food or medicine. All right, we got 2 minutes, guys. 2 minutes. What's this next one here from VNSH? Let's see that chat light up with some emojis and some dancing bananas. We're gonna hang out for a minute and have a smoke on 420. Our best-selling holster training system. A holster training system. I think it's electronic for weapon systems. Yeah,
Pretty cool, huh? That's the laser strike system from us here at Vanish. This little bullet drops into just about any gun and works with this app and that target to help you safely train from the comfort of your home. If you don't have the money or time to shoot 500 to 1,000 rounds a week, this is going to be awesome for you. And guess what? If you order right now, you're going to get the best deal that we've ever run in our entire history. Up to $320 worth of free gear comes with your order today. Let me show you all about it. The laser strike system is right here, and it comes with everything that you're going to need to be able to train from the comfort of your home. Again, this doesn't replace live fire, but hey, not everybody can make it to the range, and not everybody's going to have all the money in the world to spend on ammo, and I get it. So when you get it, the cool thing is you're also going to get a bunch of other free stuff, like this right here, which is the Vanish holster, the world's most comfortable holster, and something that we make so that you can carry all day long in complete comfort. It's got a retail value of $80, and I'm going to tell you more about it here in just a second. What I want you to see is stuff like this. These are going to come for free with your order. We have another company called Modern Meat Survival that has been sitting on a ton of excess inventory for a while, and we've decided rather than try and sell it, which has been going a little bit slower as we focus so much on Vanish, we're going to give it away for free with every single order. A minimum $70 worth of free mystery gifts are going to come with your order. Could be as much.
All right, so this was probably like a Black Friday thing, so I wouldn't expect the deal he's talking about. That's kind of cool to have, well, not only all these accessories he's adding, which seems like a pretty good deal, but then just having an electronic way to practice your aiming and stuff. Anyway, it's 420 somewhere, you guys, so cheers right along with me. Anybody smoke them if you got them. If you don't, if you're not a cannabis user, this is not a requirement for you. It is just a community building exercise. Okay, cheers. And delicious. A little Tropicana cherry. I won't overdo it, but maybe later. You could use the holster, Diane. Well, the practice is good for anybody that could use the holster. The whole thing is probably pretty good. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, cheers. Hope to at least say hello to Tala before we get off here. I don't know if she's been on the Rumble, so I'm hoping to make sure she can get on there before we leave today. Okay, no problem. It will be good to make sure you can get on at least. Yeah. All right. Eyes bothering me. All right, let's go to the next story from Joe Alex Fells. We need every backyard botanist in this state.
There's literally a vine in Costa Rica that replicates and clones DNA. Completely consumed everything but the middle. It's growing in my yard. This is a mango tree. This is also a mango tree. But as you can see, it's being consumed by a carnivorous vine. I knew nothing about this vine until my neighbor stopped by and showed me. What is it called?
Mantapalo. It'll look identical to the leaf.
Leaves look pretty much the same.
The branch of the tree that it's on, it changes completely. Slowly starts growing and constricting the tree, as you can see here. I'll actually strangle it and kill it.
Whoa. Until my neighbor stopped by, I didn't know this was a mango. I thought it was an entirely different tree. You can see how it's wrapped around this higher part of the tree. On this lower part, it's completely consumed everything but the middle. Kobe said he found one working in the orange trees. I'm gonna go show you. You see right here? In order for a Montefalo to germinate, a bird has to eat its seeds and shit them on the branch of another tree, where it then grafts into the tree, copies and replicates its DNA, and grows out identical leaves. Montefalo, orange. You didn't know an orange tree has thorns on it, like big ones. I don't see any thorns on this tree anywhere. But if you rip them and smell them, you'll see the difference. I'm gonna let Alex try it so you know I'm not lying.
Yeah, that smells weird. Yeah.
Do they look the same?
Yes.
They smell the same.
No. Citrus tree. I don't know how to describe that one. Not a citrus tree.
Completely different.
Mm-hmm.
There's a plant that copies and replicates DNA, yet nobody's talking about it. Why aren't they studying this in a petri dish? I'm sure you could do a lot with a DNA replicating plant. Sometimes when they say it's a jungle out there, it's a good thing.
Wow, you guys. Isn't that crazy? A vine that is carnivorous, and while it's consuming a plant, it starts to replicate its DNA and it creates leaves that look just like it. That is crazy. What's up, Chris? I thought Mongo was the cat. Well, I'm sure it's spelled just a little bit different. Just a little bit different. Cullen, what's up? How's my day going? Pretty good, man. Pretty good. I actually I was being a little lazy today. I meant to go to the gym. I think I might go to the gym tonight since I don't have my son. I'm probably gonna go hit it. I'm a little discouraged, you guys. I've been going to the gym and I'm feeling stronger. I've already gone up in weight and bench press and things like that, back to sort of feeling a little more normal. But it's not doing anything to target my, areas of improvement that I'm trying to hit. So I'm actually thinking of doing, and this is kind of, it's very connected. There's another word. It's very apt for this show. There's another word I can't think of, but it makes sense for the show to talk about it. I've talked about it a couple times, and I keep just putting it off. But I'm going to talk about it until it happens. But I'm going to go and I'm going to get some kind of a cleanse, probably ivermectin of some kind, maybe a couple different things. But I have heard a couple times that can happen. Like, you can have a little bit of a belly, and no matter what you do, it doesn't go away, and that is because you could have parasites. It worries me. I think maybe I have a parasite. It's just gonna come out, and it's just gonna start singing, "Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey." It's gonna start dancing on the bar top, and I'm gonna be like, So I need to have a little cleansing action. Should be interesting. Okay. But yeah, that's interesting. Let's see what's up next on the New York Post. For some chronic cannabis users, a case of the munchies is the least of their problems. Dun dun dun. Cannabis is the boogeyman on this post, you guys. This cannabis is the bad guy here. Check it out. They have a whole article right here, and let's see how many they absolutely got ratioed by laughs. A couple of my friends laughed at it even. Let's see what they say. Scromating is the brutal new side effect of chronic cannabis use as ER visits surge. Scromating. Is this going to talk about scromating here?
Fox 35's Jennifer Williams explains why.
They think they know from the 60s and 70s. I know how to do marijuana.
The number of senior citizens visiting the emergency room because of marijuana use has soared in the past few years. Dr. Harry Straightner is an addiction expert, and he says boomers may simply be unaware of just how potent pot is in 2023.
All right, so there was the bait and switch. Here was the bait and switch. It says nothing to do with. It has nothing to do with elderly in the headline. And then in the story itself, they're talking about senior citizens not being used to the potency of today's cannabis. So right away, I'm already calling bullshit. But let's see what they say.
Particularly since the presence of gummies, edibles, because you don't know how long it's going to take for an edible to affect you.
According to the Department of Health and Human Services, marijuana currently cultivated and sold contains 3 times more THC compared to levels 25 years ago. Straightner adds individuals over the age of 60 are also more likely to be on medication for high blood pressure, diabetes, and high cholesterol.
We haven't done enough research to know what the synergistic, the combined effects of marijuana are with THC, tetrahydrocannabinol, with other medications.
A new study by the University of California, San Diego revealed cannabis-related ER visits have skyrocketed a whopping 1,800% among Californians over the age of 65 and up from 2005 to 2019. Dr. Nicholas Hernandez has noticed the surge.
A lot of baby boomers are ending up in the hospital with cyclical vomiting syndrome. They're just nauseous, vomiting. They go into renal failure because they become dehydrated. We have to give them fluids.
It could be considered an overdose. With marijuana theoretically is very helpful to cancer patients.
Both experts say other side effects can include dizziness, balance issues, disorientation, extreme paranoia, anxiety, and even early signs of dementia.
It's basically mostly metabolized by the liver, some excreted by the kidneys, but the liver can last up to 72 hours before it completely leaves your system. So an elder person that may have a little bit more slower process, it could be 6 days for them as opposed to 3 days.
Jennifer Williams, Fox News.
What's up, Jeff? Yeah, Jeff said we smoked Afghanistan
I actually heard you
in the 70s. Yeah, that's true. Actually, let me go back to that. Can I just pause this? I don't want to. No, thank you. Boy. The culprit is cannabis hypermesis syndrome, CHS, a gut-wrenching disorder that triggers relentless nausea, abdominal pain, and severe vomiting that can strike 4 or 5 times an hour, according to the Cleveland Clinic. Symptoms usually appear within 24 hours of cannabis use and can last for days. The episodes are so brutal that medical staff have coined a term for them: scromating, a chilling mashup of screaming and vomiting. Tough to treat. Despite its growing prevalence, many doctors are still unfamiliar with the syndrome, which was only recently defined, making it hard to distinguish from medical uses like food poisoning or the stomach flu. A person often will have multiple emergency department visits until it is correctly recognized, costing thousands of dollars each time. Researcher, associate professor at the University of Washington School of Medicine, who studies adverse health effects of cannabis use, said in a statement. But even after a diagnosis, CHS can be difficult to treat. There are currently no therapies approved by the Food and Drug Administration, and standard anti-nausea medications often don't work, according to Dr. Chris Baresh, an emergency medicine specialist with UW Medicine and Seattle Children's Hospital. Has anyone ever seen somebody have this issue come up where they just can't stop puking after cannabis use? That sometimes forces clinicians to try second and third line options, including Haldol and medications more commonly used for psychotic episodes. Some patients find limited relief by rubbing capsaicin cream on their stomachs, which creates a warming sensation that can temporarily ease discomfort. Hot baths and showers also often help curb symptoms, with many patients driven to baths or to bathe for hours each day to soothe their pain. This sounds insane. I've never heard of this. That's something that can clinch the diagnosis for me when someone says they're better with a hot shower. Anyone that says they're better with a hot shower is a it says patients describe going through all the hot water in their house. Well, you can do that in an hour. I mean, if you're in the shower for an hour, you're gonna it's gonna be gone. Recovery challenges. Even after symptoms subside, long-term recovery can be tricky. It sounds like a bunch of bullshit to me. Gaining attention. October 1st, the World Health Organization formally recognized cannabis hyperemesis syndrome, adding an official diagnosis code to its manual. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention have also incorporated the new code into U.S. diagnostics systems. Wow. Margaret says only after a huge dab, but not uncontrollably, right? Just like you throw up once, you're good. Not what they're talking about. Jeff says, I take Geodon for psychosis. Let's see. Waiting on host. Oh, hey. I believe we have our guest coming up with us in a minute. Let's see what she thinks about all of this. Guys, put your fingers together in the chat and give a warm welcome to our friend Tala. She's been on, I think, one other time at some point. Tala, you may have to refresh or leave and come back. I guess refresh on the computer. Sometimes it won't allow you to set the mic and camera the right way at first. Your first time in the Rumble studios. So let's come over to Rumble. Let's rock this house on the Rumble, and maybe we'll read a quick ad. Who do we have today? Do we have the Meat Company? I like the Meat Company. There's some for 25, 50, 100 people, 150 people. Emerald Med we could read if we have 150 people in here. Let's go. If you all invite 50 people, we'll get 150 people in here. I think that math works. Oh, she found the volume. Found the audio.
Oh. Okay.
Hey. You made
I
it.
have not used it on my laptop before. I think I've used Rumble a couple times on my phone. So I had to set all of that up.
That's okay. It does. Sometimes a lot of people have to leave or refresh the whole screen and stuff. And hell, every now and then I have to in the middle of the show. Like like the buttons don't work anymore for a minute. I'm like, okay, I got to refresh. I'll be right back.
It is the first time I've even used the camera in the laptop. So, obviously it's lower grade than an external camera. So I have to set one up for that next time, I think.
It's not the end of the world. We'll get you on there again with a better camera, I'm sure. Or you could use a phone. The app works okay as well.
It's mostly just my lighting is weird.
Yeah, and I also, I don't know if you can see the chat that's on the screen, but if you would, yeah, it kind of covers you a little bit. If you just
Yeah, that's interesting.
I might be able to make it a little different this way. There you go. All right, that works. Anyway, so hey, thanks for joining us. We've had
Yeah.
a hell of a show already. I've gone through a lot of different things. I've actually in recent time I have changed the way the show kind of works by just doing this. I go over here to my Facebook where I save a whole list of awesome different topics and inventions and all sorts of different stuff throughout the week, and then we go through it and check it out. So you are here along with us for the ride, and feel free to jump in on any of this. But right now we're kind of in the middle of this new phenomenon, CHS. It is evidently something that has to do with first time cannabis use, that some people will get like uncontrollable vomiting for days on end. And it kind of feels like a lot of BS actually. So we're just talking about it. See what everybody else. I smoke way more than most people. Yeah, okay. Well, Jeff, I think it has to do with some of the new apparatus we're using, the different types of vaporizers,
Oh,
types of.
okay. Hyperemesis. Okay, yeah.
I was going to
Which, I mean, is it not triggered by an allergy?
It could be that too, but the video that we watched immediately talked about elderly people not being able to handle the potency of today's cannabis. And like, well, that sounds like two different bait and switch.
That is two different things. Well, and it's from what I just looked up, it says seen in some long-term users. So it's less likely to be an allergy, but I will tell you it's not impossible because you can develop or lose an allergy to something at any time.
Right, and that's what. Okay, so the reason I thought it was a new users thing because I read at some point here where it said it can happen up to 24 hours after using, and I feel like a long-term user, would be used to it. But I guess to your point, maybe it is. So right here it says scientists don't know the exact cause of CHS, but the leading theory is that long-term overstimulation of receptors in the endocannabinoid system may disrupt the body's natural control of nausea and vomiting, or the Cleveland Clinic. Okay,
That's interesting.
I guess I was.
So it says this is ChatGPT, which is fairly accurate. Long-term heavy users. That's interesting.
And it's hard to say what heavy user is because I'm a daily user, but I would not say I'm a heavy user. It might be like twice a day.
Laugh. Like,
I could
find it. So here, like, my go-to is generally wild. These things are 10 milligrams. I tapered off of using it for pain relief because my pain level is so much lower. So the once in a while is just the tiniest little bit. It's like,
right.
If I even ate half of one, it would flatten me for the whole night. But that's just because I'm not used to it. So,
go ahead.
Overstimulation or dysregulation of the body's endocannabinoid system is mentioned. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's hard to say where they're getting the information from because.
So it's sometimes misdiagnosed as cyclical vomiting syndrome because cyclical vomiting is part of the problem there. And so how much misdiagnosis is happening? There's the question.
They say that emergency department visits among adolescents in the U.S. have jumped more than tenfold from 2016 to 2023.
How much of that is hype? Like, are they sure about the diagnosis? That's what I always ask.
This is the New York Post, so I mean, I don't see where they're getting this. It doesn't it says research shows. Let me do this. See what this link sends me to.
I mean, the treatments, short-term relief, hot showers, topical capsaicin cream, IV fluids, anti-nausea meds, is exactly how you would treat the flu.
Right. And we all know there's some funny things going on with our not just flu, but what would you say, respiratory viruses in the U.S. So
There's a flu going around, yeah. I think my mom has it right now. She had to go to the doctor, so
well, I guess they
you
do
know,
have
there's misdiagnoses that happen both directions, like they can say it's that and it's not, or they can not diagnose it correctly and say it's something else. It could be either way.
So they say young people getting treated. And I don't know that people just being more people going to the ER for cannabis is a what? Why are you moving away from me if you're going to stand there and whine? Come here, come here. I don't know if it's a total correlation. I mean, because we do know that some of the increase of visits to the emergency room were first time users because they just didn't know what it felt like or what it meant to feel that feeling, to feel that, and they would go to the emergency room thinking that something crazy was happening when really they were just feeling the effects like normal. So yeah, like you said, it's hard to say. I don't know. It's interesting, but I feel like maybe it's pretty obvious that you tolerance breaks are a good idea, and not to just continually chase and try to do more and more and more and more. And that goes with
Right.
anything. So I guess
See, I
that's
do that with
takeaway.
everything. Even when I was still taking opioid meds for pain, when it was severe enough for that, I would dial it down periodically. Because if you don't, then of course your tolerance, yeah, it becomes useless. But I will even do that with my hydroxychloroquine, which is what's keeping my immune system from being too overactive. I detox from it because I'm over 10 years now. I started taking that in, wow, it's been a while. Um,
I
I
was just
started
talking
taking
about something like
HQ.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was 2010. So October 2010. So now I'm over 15 years, I guess that is. Yeah. Um so I right now I'm doing really really well. I'm on the lowest dose I've ever been on with that, and probably for the longest that I have. I'm about 6 months at 100 milligrams, which is an extremely low dose. In my experience, coming completely off of it at 3 months, I am completely dysfunctional. I am in agony. My immune system ramps up. So I'm not about to come off of it right now. But when I was taking 200 to 400 milligrams a day, then I would detox for a month periodically.
Hmm.
Maybe once in a year, 2 years, something like that. So I have never had even once that my eye doctor looked at me sideways. Not once have they had any concerns. And that's my goal because I don't want to have to stop this medication. It's my miracle
Right.
drug. So because
Right.
of that, I don't have any buildup in my retina. You got to be wise about it. So yeah, you should dial it down if you're able to, no matter what you're taking. Yeah.
Some people are taking this thing called kratom now as a means of
Yeah.
a temporary what do they say, tolerance break for cannabis. But people, I've heard some people getting in trouble with that, like addictions, and
Yeah.
I've never tried it, but somebody was telling me I should try it. But
I have
um,
serious misgivings about it because I researched the risks and I don't feel like that one is nearly as safe.
mm,
We have a lot of history and knowledge about cannabis, and that one maybe not
right,
so much.
yeah,
Yeah.
we don't have that much the history with it. I think that's a big key
Yeah.
that
Can't read, I agree. That one scares me. Yeah.
that's one of the biggest reasons that I feel like the over demonizing of cannabis is a problem. Not because it doesn't have downsides or negativities, but because it has been with us for as long, if not longer, than alcohol as a societal like tool in different directions, whether that might be um, recreational or medicinal. Um, but yeah, we could go on with that all day long. Let's
Okay,
go on to
so
this next one. Go ahead.
Plumber Blue to explain, I'm a systemic lupus patient. I have autoimmune conditions, so multiple actually. So I've been on hydroxychloroquine to keep my immune system from being overactive. I've been on that since 2010. What it does, the technical explanation real quick, is it reduces the activity of the toll-like receptors, which send out your fighters, right? So it brings that back down to a more functional level. And unlike steroids, it doesn't completely crush your immune response. Steroids do a lot of damage and they leave you kind of defenseless to viruses. So this is preferable as long as you're not allergic. Thank God I'm not. But the small risk that's there is that the medication, if it's not clearing from your system correctly, can build up in the retina. So it used to be with the older formulation, which was chloroquine. With that one, this was a higher risk. Hydroxychloroquine, it's a minimal risk. Some people's bodies just don't handle it well. So it can build up, and then you have damage to your eyesight. The biggest scare for most people, if that happens and the doctor says, you know what, you got to come off this med, is it's cumulative. So that means when you stop taking it, even if it's cold turkey, if your eyesight has begun to degrade, it will get worse before it gets better because it takes 45 days for it to be out of your system. And I will verify this because when I stop taking it, it's at about 45 days where I start feeling the joint pain creeping in. So they're not lying about that. It does have a long-term effect, but it's not forever. So for most people, if their eyesight has degraded, then there is a point a couple months down the road where it will start to get better again. Well, this is what everybody was worried about when it became knowledge that it was beneficial for being a zinc ionophore to get that into your cells to stop viral replication. And suddenly we knew that it was a good treatment for COVID. But everyone who was freaking out about it and saying, oh my God, my retina will detach. Retinal detachment with this medication happens with long-term high dosage, 1 in 100,000 patients.
Wow.
Your risk for retinal detachment does not exist if you're taking it short term for COVID. They
Yeah.
use that as a battering ram. Yeah.
I mean,
So
there comes a time where you
medications
might take a medicine that has a detriment to you, but it will let you live. I mean, there are
ri
times in your life where you
yeah,
exactly.
risk versus benefit. So for me, this is like it's a worthwhile risk. Like I already wear glasses, obviously. So I mean, I've been wearing glasses since I was 10. But my eyesight has not degraded as a result of that. I have to have retinal photography
That's
done
good.
every year. If I do that annually, they will refill my med. If I don't do my eye exam, which I gotta get done soon, then they won't refill it. So there's really not a huge risk with that, but it is a risk that you have to be aware of, but because I dial down my dosage, they've never worried about it. I detox a little bit. I finally told the eye doctor that. I said, I do bring my dosage down periodically. He goes, "That's smart." I'm all, "Not everybody will do
Yeah.
that." And then you got people on 400 milligrams for a long time, and then they gotta stop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have a migraine medicine that I recently increased double the dose so that I didn't have to take multiple pills. And I'm
Mm.
worried about that going up. Sumatriptan is what it's
Which
called.
one which one do you use, if you don't mind me asking?
Sumatriptan.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I use that. I've been
Yeah.
taking that one for, good lord, 35 years?
Mm.
Yeah. But I only need,
It
what is
works.
that? 50 milligrams.
I may have like a migraine for a week if I don't have that. It's insane. Real quick, I want to say thank you to James for the 100 stars on the Facebook. Appreciate that, brother. I do. Um, he did say something with it though. Let me make sure I read his. He said, "Growing ganja is healing." Okay, a lot of times it is. I always push back though, and that's why maybe I'm not always the most popular in the quote unquote cannabis community because there are
So
negatives, there are downsides.
if you find you have to get a higher dose of sumatriptan, remember that there are variants. Try zolmatriptan, for example, which is, I believe, Maxalt. Um, and then with Maxalt, they also have a sublingual that dissolves that works faster.
Hmm.
You
They want
can
me to
you
take
can
Tylenol
get
with this. Is there something because I try to not to take Tylenol with it.
yeah,
But
no.
I
So
will tell you this that when I take the 2 Tylenol with it, it's like it works, but I
I
don't.
have a recommendation around that. So the best combination of OTC med, if you're gonna do it, for a migraine is going to be, let me get the percentage right. There's Excedrin migraine, and they matched it like 500 or 1,000 milligrams of both, but it should be half a gram, 500 milligrams of one and 1,000 milligrams of the other. I believe it's 500 milligrams on the acetaminophen, 1,000 milligrams on the aspirin, and just a cup of coffee. You can get that all in one product though, where it's gonna work fast for you, and that's Goody's headache powder. So get a little bit of water in your mouth, dump the powder on your tongue, down it. If you mix it in water, it just tastes like garbage because it's
Headache
bitter.
powder.
Put it down. Goody's headache powder works really, really well. But you have to have all of that combined. The caffeine is part of the treatment. So if you just take Tylenol, it's not, yeah. But you can get a nasal spray with that triptan. You can get that with Imitrex. They have a nasal spray. It's just
Interesting.
expensive.
That would be faster uptake, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
So just consider different formulations rather than upping your dosage, because I always hate to hear people are increasing the dosage.
Yeah, I didn't want to do it, but yeah, they had said before I could take 4. Okay. Let me back up. The dosage isn't technically upped. It's just that the pills are maybe combined, if you would say it that way. So I can still only take the same amount per 24 hours, but instead of having 4 pills for that amount, now I have 2.
So
So
what
I
I
guess
do
it
is,
doesn't
if it's
really
a
matter.
bad one, I'll
Oh,
take
that's right.
these.
I remember why we did this now is because they only give you 10. And so I kept
Yes.
saying that was not very much. So
I
she
get
said
9.
that's one way around it is by doubling each pill. That means that I just get more to last me longer, not necessarily that it's a stronger dose. So
Yeah.
actually that's a little better anyway. But let's
If it's a
check this out
bad
here.
one,
Go ahead.
I take the Goody's headache powder and then the Imitrex. So I just, back it up with that. But that's if it's a really bad one, and I can always tell, like what's coming down the line on me. Yeah.
What does it say? Don't measure holiday potpourri. That's a homemade medicine. Oh snap! From Anne Casertas. Let's hear what she's got.
Feeling under the weather, feverish, sick? Drink this. It's warm and cozy, so 2 cups of water, oranges, cinnamon sticks, ginger, cloves,
Yeah.
cup of cranberries, and rosemary. This is like a medicine that heals you. And a potpourri. Can't you just smell it?
I'd like
Feeling
to
under
smell
the
it.
weather, feverish?
You think it's like a sweet smell? Probably like a
Yeah, it's going to be spicy, fruity and spicy. Yeah.
fruity and spicy. Well, the cinnamon sticks, yeah.
That's literally what
So
it is.
that looks it looks like a good little homemade concoction. We don't have to spend a lot of time on this, but it's pretty good. This time of
Part of the
year,
stuff
like
that I use.
what's that?
It's part of the stuff that I use. I actually have traditional training with my tribe, so I know traditional Cherokee medicine.
Do you
That's some
make
of the stuff.
teas or what is it that typically you're making? Like a
Primarily, yeah.
just like
That's the
drink it?
easiest way. Yeah.
Couldn't you use like I've never you take like a towel over your head and you can kind of like do a
Yep.
put your face over this after you shut the heat off, of course. Don't
Yeah.
have it too hot, but get like a inhaling of it because like
Yeah.
I
Essential
haven't,
oils.
knock on wood, I felt really good the last month with the season. But there's been a few times where my throat is like I don't know how to describe it. It's almost like on the cusp of going, hey, you better, like watch it, do something, get some vitamin C, whatever. But like not feeling under the weather, but you know what I'm saying? Like you can tell there's something different happening in the air. I run a humidifier at nighttime whenever I make sure to get the water.
Liposomal.
What do you got there?
Liposomal vitamin C. This is liposomal. I had like somebody turn me onto that, and I was like, yeah, because you absorb it better. And I
It's a
have a whole
bioavailable, they call it, right?
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, I had a moment like that. Like I was pushing myself really hard, and I could tell it was like something could be brewing, and I don't want that. And so like I hit all of my vitamins really quick.
Her name is Tala, Chris. And by the way, Tala, you have commented in the private chat. Make sure look at the bar and switch it to Rumble. Oh, zoom in. Switch it to Rumble, and then
It says
nobody will
all.
see that then.
It
Yeah, it
says
says to
all.
all, but you'll have to switch it to Rumble for them to see it.
I've got all donations in private. That's what's on the top.
That's weird. Should be able to. If not, I guess they won't see it. I'm gonna. here's what I'm gonna do, just for the hell of it. I'm gonna promote you to moderator. Now the problem with that is that you can actually end the stream, so be careful not to hit end stream. That's the only button. You'd
I'm
think that
being
would
very
be that you
careful.
would think that'd be not too bad, not too hard, but I've had it happen a couple times. So hey,
Believe
but
it.
you might be able to see better that way. Yes, Tala, Tala. Yes, that's right.
That's
I put
weird.
your
Hang
name
on.
on it, Tala. I don't know if you want to be known as with your tag more than with the
Tala
name, but
is good. Yeah. I
okay.
was really tickled on the new platform. I didn't realize initially. I was like, I started to type out my whole thing, and I started to type the underscore and realized it's green, and I went, of course it's green. I'm the only one here. I can do at Tala.
Right, nice. Yeah, the new
Like
platform, you
in
can
real
promote it
AI.
if you like. You feel free to shout it out.
Yeah, actually, we're getting
Here, we'll pull you
closer
back
to
up.
that. I think we're probably a few months out. We just that's where I just came from was a kind of a business meeting, a team meeting, and so we're gonna start kind of promoting. So I can talk about it a little bit. I'll be back on X Spaces with Kimberly K to kind of put the information out there to say, hey, come to our platform if you're interested in being a creator there. So we're kind of figuring out how we're doing our marketing, but the platform is pretty much brand new. It's called Jade AI. I'm an ambassador. I've kind of been in the role of community manager, but we don't really have communities to manage yet because we don't have users on. It's a small beta team.
Like recruiter too,
So
community manager
yeah,
slash recruiter, right?
that's
Yeah.
my new role. Yeah, that's the new thing. So, but primarily just, I'm a brand ambassador. So, I was the first beta tester that they onboarded. The first week it was just me and the CTO, so that was kind of fun. So we have the other creator that I'm working very closely with is Archer. He's an established AI creator. I'm brand new. I showed up knowing nothing. And I also showed up the only Windows user, so immediately found some things that I went, this isn't working. And
I
they were
use
like,
Windows.
yeah, that's what because the CTO codes with a Mac, and I'm not buying a
Uh,
Mac. I just bought this one. so
yeah.
so it turned out to be useful feedback because not all creators are going to show up on a Mac. They needed to have that feedback of, hey, this works and this doesn't. So it's all that's all ironed out now. Um, we are figuring not only adding models for generation but also figuring out which ones are the most economical for not just the platform but also for the creator. So we're in that stage that's still beta. But yeah, if anybody's following me on X, if you I wish we could turn on notifications for just spaces, but
Yeah.
I don't post like 500 things a day. You can feel pretty confident to turn on notifications for me and you won't get bombarded. But if you keep an eye on my feed, if we're doing a space, then I will put up a notification about it in advance so that if you're curious as a creator or even just as a viewer and you want to know about it, yeah, show up for that because we're going to start kind of pushing the marketing a little bit. So,
Right. Laying it out there as it goes along. Chris,
yeah.
no, she's an
And we to
ambassador
be
for an
clear,
AI company that is also social media, Jade AI, not for AI in
so
general.
we're not like Sora. We're not like Kling is a model. They have their platform. We have Kling as a model. We have the social media as well. So the idea is you can come and watch series. I'm producing a series. You can text post. You can jump in on a live stream if someone's doing that. I've done that. You can jump into the equivalent to X Spaces if you want an audio discussion. We're kind of trying to offer more than just, AI generation. Yeah.
Well, and I guess no matter what type of social media you wanted to make today, you'd have to incorporate AI from the
Yeah.
start. So it'd have
Yeah.
to be.
That's the
Elisa,
market.
hello. For sure. Now I want to say we're right at the 2 hours. I think I want to go a little bit over today since we have Tala with us. Let's hit a couple more stories if we can, and then we go to the door prize for everybody that's here at the end of the show. So make sure you hang out. And right now we just hit 10 on the Rumble. So if I want to, I could do a quick read. Let me see if we got nope. Oh well. Ooh, what's this? Jolly Labs. Is that a dog company or a scientist company? We could read that for 30 cents. So come on over to Rumble. Let's maybe bump it up a couple more numbers, and then I'll stop for that. But let's check out another story before we go. This is interesting. I don't even know why I saved it. We're going to check it out right now. It's from Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders, of all people. Let's see what I saved. Number of people who go bankrupt a year due to medical debt. And he's got, of course, all these other countries that say zero. And then the United States is 530,000 people, he says, go bankrupt due to medical debt. There's so many things
I don't know
wrong
if his
with
number
this.
is right, but it is an issue.
Well, it is, but
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot wrong with this. Now, I won't disagree that we have issues here with our medical industry. That's by far an understatement. But this doesn't take into consideration a whole bunch of other things. Like, this is so funny because it says number of people bankrupt for medical debt, but it doesn't take into consideration bankruptcies in general. Like, do any of those countries have higher bankruptcies in general, like over other things? Like, where's all the other information
their
here?
healthcare is not free. They are paying for
Right.
it.
Like,
It's not
where's the?
free, so that's a whole lie.
They're
Like,
missing
let's
is
say they go bankrupt, and it's
yeah.
because their taxes are putting them into
Right.
oblivion. Yeah.
Yes. Now they're sleeping on the street, but not because of medical debt. They can still go and get seen for free at the ER. So it's just such a misleading thing, and we don't have to stick on this very long. But man, it's funny though, isn't it? Doing well
It's
on Hump Day, hell yeah.
but it's Bernie.
Yeah, it's Bernie. He's like, look, we need, and then they don't take into consideration the budget for defense, which yes, you could say ours is inflated maybe more than it should be, but our defense budget is what allows most of these other countries to not have such a high defense budget.
Right?
And I
We're
mean,
carrying it.
and these are quote unquote talking points, but it's true. And now I've already said from both angles, yes, we got problems with our stuff. We can look at that by itself, but to just pull this up and it's supposed to invoke emotions to say, yeah, why don't we do it like they do it, Anyway, we could go on and on for that.
Because
But
we're
yeah,
already taxed into oblivion, and we don't want more.
right, and our taxes come from all these sneaky ways, which I agree. Maybe we could streamline it. And you remember, I don't know. I think he passed away. Herman Cain. He had the 999 plan. It's like, okay, well, at least that would kind of like bring everything to a nice, like, a round number, and everything would make a little more sense. But now you're like, how much taxes on this and that? You have no idea. It's all sort of convoluted. But anyway, yeah, we definitely have problems. But now for a little heartwarming story, guys. If this doesn't get you in some kind of a mood, I don't know what will, because I gotta read this to you guys. It's kind of a long story, so I may have to skip some of it. Yeah, never mind. I read every bit of this story, so I can just give you the cliff notes. I read the whole thing because I couldn't stop reading it. Let me read the beginning at least here. The biker has been running with my autistic son every morning, and I just found out why. For 3 months, I watched from my kitchen window as this tattooed stranger in leather vest met with my 13-year-old nonverbal son Connor at 6 a.m. for 3 months. I thought he was just being kind. My son has severe autism. He doesn't speak, communicates through an iPad, and he runs exactly 2.4 miles every morning at 6 a.m. Same route, same pace. He's done it for 4 years. If he doesn't run, he would fall apart. So he has like meltdowns. I used to run with him, but 6 months ago I was diagnosed with MS, multiple sclerosis. Some days I can barely walk. Running became impossible. Connor didn't understand. He'd stand at the door, rocking and humming, waiting for me. When I couldn't get up, he'd have meltdowns, screaming, hitting himself, hours of inconsolable pain. I tried everything. My ex-husband said he had to work. Neighbors said 6 a.m. was too early. Hired caregivers, couldn't handle Connor's rigidity. I was failing my son, and there was nothing I could do. Then one January morning, I woke up in silence, or to silence. It was 6 a.m. Connor should have been melting down. I dragged myself to the window. Connor was running, and next to him was a biker I'd never seen before. Tall, heavily tattooed, leathered vest, gray beard, running in motorcycle boots. They ran the whole 2.4 miles. When they returned, the biker high-fived Connor and walked away. Connor came inside calm, happy, like nothing but had changed. Who was this man? Why was he running with my son? The next morning, same thing, and the next and the next. For 3 months, the stranger showed up every single day. Weekday, weekends, holidays, he was always there. I tried to catch him to say thank you, but by the time I got my wheelchair to the door, he was always gone. Connor couldn't tell me anything, just showed me his iPad, run, friend, happy. Then yesterday, Connor came back from his run holding a folded piece of paper. He handed it to me with shaking hands. Inside was a note. Miss Harrison, my name is Marcus Webb, and I'm the man who's been running with Connor. I need to tell you why. I need you to understand why your son did what son did for me. Excuse me. Can we meet? Please come to the coffee shop on Main Street at 10 a.m. Marcus. What your son did for me. My nonverbal autistic son, who couldn't tie his own shoes, had helped a stranger. I get to the coffee shop early. Marcus is already there. Up close, he looked about 60. His tattoos were military symbols, Marines, combat veteran. He stood when he saw me, helped me get to my wheelchair to the table. His hands were shaking. Miss Harrison, thank you for coming. His voice was rough. I know you have questions. I just want to understand why, I said. How do you even know Connor needed help? Marcus pulled out his phone, showed me a photo of a young man, maybe 20. Red hair, freckles, big smile. This is my son, Jamie. He had severe autism, nonverbal like Connor, and he loved running. Had loved past tense, or he had loved running. He died 2 years ago, January 14th. He was running his morning route and had a seizure. Fell and hit his head. Marcus's voice crackled. He was supposed to run with him but had the flu. Told him to skip it, but he couldn't skip it. The routine was everything. He went alone, and he died alone on the sidewalk 3 blocks from his house. I couldn't breathe. I spent 2 years drowning in guilt. Marcus continued, I'm a Marine, survived 2 tours of Iraq, but I couldn't survive losing my son. I started drinking, lost my job, lost my wife, lost everything. January 14th this year was the 2-year anniversary. I decided it was time to join Jamie. I had my service pistol loaded, was going to end it that night. Tears were streaming down his face. But that morning, I went to one last ride on my motorcycle, past the spot where Jamie died, and I saw your son. Connor was standing out in the front door at 6 a.m., rocking, humming. I recognized immediately the same movement Jamie used to make. They do have a period there. I watched you come to the door, try to explain, or you couldn't run. Watched Connor start melting down. Watched you cry. I saw Jamie. I saw my son's last morning. Saw my biggest failure. Marcus wiped his eyes. So I parked my bike and I walked over. Didn't think, just didn't plan, just started running with Connor. And he let me. This kid who'd never seen me before accepted me. We ran the whole route. When he got back, Connor was calm, happy, and I was alive, really alive, for the first time in 2 years. I was crying now. You saved my son. No, ma'am. Marcus shook his head. Your son saved me. Running with Connor, I felt purpose again. Felt like maybe I could still protect someone the way I couldn't protect Jamie. I went home that night and I unloaded my gun, put it in the safe, and I made a decision. I would run with Connor every single day, be the person for him I couldn't be for Jamie. His voice broke. Okay, guys, it goes on for quite a long time, but that is more or less the gist. But yeah, it goes on and on. I mean, he basically kept running with Connor, and he could not change the motorcycle boots because that would change the routine for Connor. So he had to continue running with the jacket and the motorcycle boots. To me, that was something that kind of got to me. I was like, man, that man's feet are not going to be doing well after years of running in motorcycle boots. Like, but he did stick with this kid for years later, and I believe this was I'll have to get to the bottom here. They're still
A
running
feel
every day.
good. It's a feel good story, but
Don't
no
think it's true.
verification.
Right.
No verification. Yeah. The image is not AI. I checked. But there are signs of photoshopping.
Yeah, and I wasn't sure. People that watch this show anyway on Wednesday know that I'm always like, usually if we'll go to Grok. I've already been to Grok 3 times this episode to try to try to verify what we're seeing.
Oh, when you want to
Um,
verify, go to ChatGPT. Go there first.
I don't pay for
Yeah.
Jet. I don't have that, so
There's a free
it costs
tier.
money.
There's a
Oh,
free
I
tier.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't know that originally.
But yeah, I was. I forgot. I actually forgot about it as I was reading the story, because when I read it first, I was like, "Well, I don't know if this is true," But
There's a whole bunch of them. This is one of the things about because I'm an AI creator now. This is one of the things is that there's a lot of pages that are utilizing this to the point that, like, for example, on YouTube and probably some other sites, what they're wanting to prevent is people setting up automated pages. I just talked with somebody about this yesterday. Let's say on Instagram, you see these things that say, oh, you can set up an automated page and make money. So if it's being generated like that to that degree, um, the platforms can't afford to pay the creators because there's too much of it being generated too quickly. So some of these platforms are dialing back on whether they're going to pay a creator if it's being kicked out like too fast, and it affects everybody. That's the problem. So Facebook is, I think, being invaded by the same thing. AI written, I can tell that the writing is AI because I recognize it now. That's been run through something, at least like someone told
well,
a
I'm sure.
story or gave
Yeah.
it parameters, which I wouldn't mind. But if the story itself can't be verified, then that's an issue. And there's a lot of those actually popping up now. Yeah.
Colin says, "How did he know Colin or Connor's name if before meeting the mother?" And I think it's because well, at least from the story, if you believe it, it says he heard them arguing. Like she could have said his name.
Well, that and some autistic people who are nonverbal doesn't mean they never utter a word. They might be able to tell you their name, you know.
Right.
And nonverbal just means they're not likely to communicate, particularly with strangers, but it doesn't mean that they're mute, certainly.
Well, and a lot of people do make comments like, "I want to hope that this is real," blah blah blah, and that's true.
Yeah.
Like, it's such a long story, though. Like, I mean, I feel like AI wouldn't need to go that far. Like, it just
Oh, it
goes
would.
and goes.
It would. That's the thing is AI can expand on it and the other if you see a lot of perfection, precise punctuation and the manner of writing, like you're reading a professionally published novel, then yeah, it likely is AI. That's one of your clues.
Well, but let's be honest. You can write it, and then AI can proofread and straighten it out. I mean, it doesn't have to be a fake
And the
story because
platform
of that.
offers it to you right there as a button. Have AI fix it. Yeah.
Well, and I mean, look, ever since spell check, people, started getting dumber when it comes to like learning how to like. Trust me, like grammar was one of the only things I held on to. I was never that great at spelling, but knowing a little bit about grammar, that's why I noticed a period there that shouldn't have been there in the sentence, and I was like, well, that's not right. But I don't know,
Yeah.
you know. So
That's
that's
one thing that I guarantee my viewers is that my content is organic. If it is not organic, it's obviously AI generated. I'm not trying to fool anybody. And then if I do something that's super realistic with the generation, like I've got one up on my Jade page that is some video at the ocean. It looks very real. But I tell people right up front, this is AI. it was from source photos that I took, but the source photos have been removed and it's all generated. So if it's AI generated, I tell people that right up front. In most of my stuff, I'm doing at least a voiceover so that there's an organic element, because I don't want anybody to think that, I'm trying to fool anybody with it. I want that to always be upfront. I'm transparent and I'm honest about it. Yeah.
Right. And yeah, a lot of people still got some tears out of that story. It looked like in the chat, but hey, I even me, because it hits you, especially if you have a child with special needs, and you read a story like that, because you want to believe that they can, you know, make a difference in other people's lives, even with a disability. But real quick though, I think we've gone over enough. Let me read something here about. Oh, we got one here. Chicago Steak Company. Oh, you guys know we love the Chicago Steak Company because they offer the most, all the monies. They offer just 60 cents here, 60 whole cents to tell you about Chicago Steak Company. Let's do it. Chicago Steaks Companies top the 2% of beef in America. USDA prime and premium Angus, hand cut by master butchers. The kind of marbling that hits a hot pan and fills the whole house with that smell, that buttery meat goodness. You know the one. Ooh. Spend $229 on any holiday order, and your gift arrives at your loved one's door with 6 free petite ribeyes plus free shipping. That's $240 in value for premium steak, absolutely free. Holy cow. Then there's the unboxing, the black and gold gift box worth unwrapping, packed with dry ice, smoke rolling out with a crackle when you open it on that Christmas morning energy. It's not just another sweater, it's dinner that becomes a memory. MyChicagoSteak.com/Rumble. Use code Rumble to get that deal, the 6 petite ribeyes for free. Like, yeah, I love me some ribeye. You like
Now I'm
ribeye?
hungry.
Yeah. Sometimes on Wednesdays I pull up this website that is called foodandwine.com, and sometimes we get pretty hungry checking that out. Let's see if I got it over here somewhere. Yeah. I'll just check the headlines for now, since we're kind of running out of time. The 13 best American whiskeys, no thanks. Mom loved Pro Keeper containers for pantry storage. Interesting. And the 6 best steak cuts for your buck. Okay. It's this one. Carve your Christmas ham correctly with this clever tool. Clever tool. A knife? This thing. A knife sharpener?
Yes, a
That's what,
sharpener.
that's the clever tool? Okay.
Well, that one has power, I guess. Let's
Just
see.
different ones. Okay. Yeah, this website I believe is paid by Amazon, because they're always telling you about deals for Amazon. I would actually like to sharpen my scissors, my kitchen scissors. Different electronic sharpeners. That is a problem. I think in some kitchens, you're using the sharpeners or those knives for so long that they're dull, and you don't think of it, don't know it, and then you cut yourself because trying to cut fresh produce, trying to go to a healthier lifestyle. So let me do more prepping myself and more of all this stuff. But then you're using the same equipment you've used for years before making that switch, and then you're cutting vegetables that aren't so soft when you're in the cutting process. Be careful. All right, guys, let's
When
get
I
to
was
the
doing
door
a lot of
prize.
juicing, I ran into that.
Ooh, I'd like to get one of those electronic juicers. I saw we watched a video last week, I believe, showing how you can juice the entire watermelon. You can juice the rind and everything, and it's good for it. It's like super healthy for you.
Yep.
All right,
There's
let's see.
citrulline in it. Yeah.
All right, so I see Diane on the Facebook. Let's see it, ladies and gentlemen. Hashtag Ladies of WTIF. That's a new hashtag we've been doing, Tala. Ladies of WTIF. Another hashtag is Bros of WTIF. And then we got our friend Joe Orzel. He does WTIF Old Timers. That's his hashtag. So we've got a few new ones coming out of the woodwork. Let's see who else is here. We got Kayla on the Rumble. We got Chris P. I'm trying to push Chris P to make a chicken brand. And when he gets really wild, we call it Extra Crispy. Diane on the Rumble. Alice on the Rumble. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Kayla on the Facebook. I got you, Chris. Yes, yes. And you guys get an extra spot from Rumble and Facebook, so come on over to both sides. And even YouTube. I give them an extra spot from YouTube, but just to try to like do something there, but YouTube doesn't like me very much. YouTube doesn't like me very much. We're live on Twitch too, and Twitch is like, I don't even know why I'm there, but just we're there, you know. It's crazy. Like, you're the only person I think that I've ever seen comment there, at least in a year or two. I'm
And the only
surprised you
reason I
found
have it is because that's where I stay in contact with Flash, and that's also where Jim in Chicago has been doing his lives for a while. At least he was. I don't know.
Cullen
He's
and
mostly moved
Alice.
to TikTok.
Oh yeah, I've been tempted to go to TikTok, but I just haven't done it. I just don't think I think I'm just gonna try and skip that fad. Skip the TikTok.
You know, like any other platform, like make it what you want it to be. So like Jim is not a typical TikTok user. He's using it for what he wants to do, which is his lives. So I don't do the trends. I don't do all of that lip syncing and nonsense.
Dance,
There's some people I follow them and I'm like, why did I follow you?
It's the new trend. Just hit yourself in the face, or the planking. At least you're not eating Tide Pods, you know, to get likes. At least that's not the thing nowadays. I don't know what the new thing is that the kids are doing, but usually it's an unhealthy trend. Now it's the 6-7 that everybody's freaking out about still.
What is
People
that
still talk
about? Like, I wasn't even going to look it up. What is that?
It's literally somewhere in some song where they're talking about someone's height, 6'7", and then they take it, and then it's just like, you ask the kids what it is, they don't even know where they got it from.
Do you know In-N-Out skipped their order number 67 to stop that nonsense? Because people were hanging out at In-N-Out and then breaking into some kind of raucous thing.
Because they call out the number?
Yes.
Oh,
They
wow.
skipped from 66 to 68 now because of that. It's temporary, but yeah.
Wow.
Nobody should have that level of influence. It's stupid.
I don't know. Like, when my daughter was young, her and her friends would sing a part of this song that I didn't know what it was for a while, and they would say, on a Tuesday, like this like weird part of the song, on a Tuesday, and then finally I heard the song. I was like, oh. So that's because they would laugh when I'd be like, what's this on a Tuesday? And I'd say it to them, you know. They'd be like, they'd laugh at me, and I'm like, okay.
Somebody in a store the other day was doing that thing from the beginning of that Christmas song, going, it's time, really high pitched, and I was like, I was over it the third time, and I literally blurted out, stop it.
Alice says they're not allowed to stay in class. Makes sense. Wow, from the other side of the store. That's funny.
Seriously. I get annoyed and I will say something. I'll just stop.
Let's see. I make sure I didn't miss anybody. It looks like I got everybody. Kayla, did I get you twice? 1, 2. Diana got you twice. Alice twice. Chris. Kat. I'll put you on there, Tala. Whether you get a participation spot. Cullen, you're on there. Okay, cool. Everybody's on there. This is just the door prize that I give out for anybody, kind of chilling and vibing with us throughout the show. It's my way of saying thanks. I mean, they do this, when you go to like a live show, go to like a comedian or any kind of live show, there's a door prize usually. That's how I do it. All right. Good luck, guys. So tomorrow night, Tala, I know Thursdays aren't great for you, but we're going to be talking about snow. Snow. It might sound kind of mundane, but we play a game show now in my topic-driven panel show. I told you about the panel show before, but now we play a game show where all the panelists send in at least 2 stories that have to do with the topic, and they get mixed up by our story keeper. And tomorrow's story keeper is going to be, looks like Margaret Jett, Miss Margaret. She's going to be our story keeper. So she gets everyone sends her the stories. She mixes them all up and kind of makes them sound a little more mundane, kind of takes out descriptors and stuff, and sends them to me all mixed up. And then I put them up on screen one at a time. And during the show, we'll pull up the story, and then all of us, all the co-hosts have to decide whose story we think it was. And by like asking questions and kind of, BSing with each other. And if it's your story, you get to kind of throw people off and try to, lie about it and such. And the whole audience gets in on that, the comments and everything. So it's a good time. I know, like I said, I know you won't be able to go there. I just wanted to explain the cool game that we play. What do you think of that? Isn't it fun? It's like we get to talk about stories like from our childhood, things that we did in the snow. Tomorrow will be the topic, and it'll be like, okay, who the heck on screen did that? Because it's usually some funny stories. Chris P.
We don't have any. I don't think I have anything on Thursday. I have a vet appointment in the morning. That's really it.
Okay. Well, see, 8 o'clock at night would be 5
like
for you.
For a while, I think we were doing the writers therapy family on Thursday. That's probably
yeah.
But we aren't doing those anymore. So yeah.
This would be about 5 o'clock for you, I think, West Coast, right?
Yeah, West Coast. Yeah, I'm in California. Yeah, it's a
beautiful.
possibility. I know that like this weekend, the 12th and 13th, I'm driving Santa Float over in Torrance.
Oh, nice.
So those 2 nights I'll be gone. Yeah.
That'll be fun. So let me tell you about the game we've been playing on my game show on Sundays, just for fun. So people have been sending in pictures of their Christmas decorations. You know how a lot of people are pretty proud of their setup. They posted the pictures on the Facebook and stuff. And here's my tree and everything. So I'm giving away $150 to somebody. I'm going to put everybody on a wheel who participates. They send me one picture of their decorated setup, and then they send a second picture of the exact same angle, except you have to have 5 differences. Either something taken out of the picture, something added to the picture, something moved in the picture, at least 5. And then during the game on Sundays, the players have to try and find the differences. What's the difference? They have them up side by side, and it's a simple game we've all played, but this time we get to see, showcase some people's awesome decorated, living rooms and stuff, and it's been fun. So we're going to play that on Sunday. So make sure you guys get those in. I know Brenda and somebody else sent me some today, I think. Some people are sending in multiple. You don't get extra spots, but just for the extra help. I did one for myself. I had my son in the shot for one picture, then I moved him out of the shot for the next picture so that he counted as an item. Anyway, so we'll get out of here. Tala, thanks again for coming. You're more than welcome to come back tomorrow or any of the panel or anything that you can get time for. We'll have you. But let us know, I guess, tomorrow sometime as early as you can if you do plan to come, just because we do have to have that prep of the stories and stuff like that. We kind of want to get them in there a little bit early. I can't do the last minute stories because then I would know whose it is. Like, oh, she just added. Okay, that's hers. Anyway, we'll see you later, guys. Follow Tala on Facebook. I'm trying to get her, up there on the Facebook, not because I love Facebook, but because I think it's good to have both sides. They seem to both X and Facebook seem to offer like various differences that you can't get on the other one. So I like it. But yeah, we're gonna. I'm gonna make her push me on X, and then I'll push you on Facebook, and that's how we'll do it. Anyway, and we're gonna be checking. We're gonna be listening to you more about the Jade AI in the coming future as well. Guys, hit the like button if you haven't. Tala, if you want to shout anything else out last minute, you're welcome.
Just if you want to find my content on most of the platforms, I have in my bio my link tree. So everything's on my link tree. I even put that on my business cards. That's the easiest way. But my primary platform of focus has really become Substack. And I
Oh, nice.
tested their live stream from the laptop this morning. That's new. They didn't have it on desktop before. So, yeah, I've got my blog posts, the podcast, and I do have paid subscriptions set up there. So, paid subscribers get early access to anything that will be posted public, but they also get access to things that are not ever going to be posted public. So, there are perks to being a paid subscriber, and I'm not that
Oh
expensive.
yeah, yeah. Well, we should get you on locals. Make a community there too, and you can have them both because they have a pretty good video set up there. Plus, I like their freedom. I like their freedom of speech orientation of the company. But yeah, we'll talk about that sometime later. But you guys all have a great day, and make sure you follow the channel. And we're gonna see you. I'm gonna probably head over to locals for a few minutes. I do a little private after show over there for people. It's a free show, but it's in a private location kind of a thing, where we just get to relax and we watch a little Kill Tony and watch a little maybe some music videos or whatever while we're hanging out. So we're going to be over there in just a minute, guys. Thanks again to Tala, and thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you tomorrow at 8 o'clock p.m. Central Time tomorrow night for People in the Boxes. Remember, everybody's got to eat.
Yeah, this is for my green thumbs in the game. Wailing the indoor farmer, check my name. Sustainability, we about to reclaim. This is how we do it, keep it in the frame. I'm wailing the farmer, the indoor king. Living off the grid, what the city can't bring. Got my hydro set up, my LED lights. Growing all my greens, all through the night. Self-sustain, that's the mission. Growing my own, I'm not missing. Indoor farming, the hustle's real.